Natalie's mom, you know, the junkie whore that chose alcohol and men over her own daughter? Yeah, that one. You know, the one that I tried to get a hold of and explain that I was being abused, that I was an at risk adult and I needed help stopping it? Yeah, that one. You know, the one that got onto the missing persons post about Mandy Singer's son? Wanted to call me a stalker and say, I don't know how you can post these things. Because Mandy Singer is my fucking friend. Or at least she was. Shauna Sinclair was my friend. At least she was. She was my friend. Do you know why they're not my friends? Here's why. As a disabled and at-risk adult, I am supposed to go to my friends and family when I am being abused. I am supposed to tell them what's going on and they're supposed to help me to turn it in. Without that process there, none of these agencies are going to help me to do that. When I said I don't have any family or friends, I fucking meant it. The ones that they still never spoke up, never tried to get it into court, never saved the evidence. People wanted to make every excuse not to record. Are you fucking kidding me? They say, oh, it won't make any difference if it's recorded. It does make a difference. Because then it's not their word versus yours, it is the truth. When people wanted to type stuff at me like, well, you know, I think that you should be able to tell your truth. Fuck my truth. There's two sides to every fucking story. You get to see how many people treated me completely like fucking shit before Natalie died. All because I wasn't allowed a court date. I wasn't allowed an honest day in court. I wasn't allowed any information that was fucking useful. I was fucking overwhelmed and up to my fucking neck in fucking bullshit. I couldn't go and see my friends and family without being threatened, harassed, or fucking assaulted. People who claimed that they'd meet me, they didn't. They didn't try. They didn't. No call, no shows. Over and over. They're allowed to get frustrated, but I ain't. I want you to look at all these people whose faces that I've posted up. You want to call it doxing? No. I'm showing the fucking truth to the goddamn public. I am showing you who these predators are, and I am showing evidence that I had to interact with these pieces of shit. Had to. The thing is, I shouldn't have had to go in alone. As an at-risk and disabled adult, all of the agencies that I went to prior to Natalie's death were all supposed to do something about this. Every one of them. Because I did not have friends and family to go in with me, and because law enforcement was blowing me off, I needed to go to someone to help me. Why is it that I went to so many goddamn appointments at Region 1, Nebraska? Why is it that I made so many appointments and met and called with Jeff Ritter and Kara Heller when I was down there in Colorado at Ken and Leah's? Meanwhile, where in all of that? Where would I have any fucking clue that she was in goddamn Colorado? I didn't care where she was. I cared that people were hurting me and threatening to kill me and my friends and family. I cared that I couldn't even go and see my friends and family to talk to them in person without running into some goddamn junkie. You have no fucking clue. Veronica Bruce. Veronica Seward. That's her name. Veronica Seward. Her husband's last name is Seward. They are married. She did take his last name. It's Veronica Seward with Region 2. She was a friend of mine. She used to be a friend of my brother's. They just smoked a bunch of pot together. Eric always had a big old crush on her, and Missy wasn't having it because she had a crush on Mr. Schmidt. But then right after she got out of high school, Mr. Schmidt invited her over to do some housework at his house, and he was fucking macking on her. And he was also macking on other young girls, and she was fucking grossed out by it, so she's not into Mr. Schmidt anymore. Her husband's name is Richard Seward, and they live in North Platte, Nebraska. She's another one of those people who wanted to get angry. Why are you doing this to me? What do you mean? Showing the truth? Showing that I went to you for help? Showing that I tried to explain but you were fucking drunk and mean? Showing that when I tried to, as an adult, say, hey, maybe we should, I don't know, hold on until later on when you're not drunk? But like every fucking drunk in history, you want to go, oh, I'm not drunk, it's not the alcohol. Yeah, for Shannon Alvarado, it wasn't the alcohol, it was her daughter's fault. It was her daughter's fault that Shannon Alvarado was fucking screaming at her boyfriend, accusing him of fucking cheating. Because there's 15 minutes where she didn't know where he was on her fucking phone. Like, holy goddamn shit. I'm having to get help from fucking stalkers. That's fucking nuts. Shauna Sinclair didn't care, though. When you're a man, you're blown off and you're expected to do it yourself. What did Shauna Sinclair do when she wanted to harm somebody? She went and got her cousins and had her cousins go beat him up. The point is, nobody could possibly defend themselves against this. Nobody. None of you could. Under these circumstances, you'd be fucked. And those of you who are women who want to make excuses, in this situation, you wouldn't be a woman, you'd be a man. You'd have a penis, and your guilt would be assumed. People would be doing terrible shit to you just because you're a dude. And then they would expect you to do things. Expect you to help them. A lot of people offered to help me that were women. And quite a few men too, but they never came forward about it. They argued on Facebook. They didn't take it to court. They didn't try to get it turned into the police. You get to see how these people pretend like I threatened their friends and family and got to do all sorts of stuff. While they actually were threatening my friends and family. Now, I made sure that I was careful with my words when I did threaten people. I made sure that when I was threatening somebody with court, I let them know that the next time we spoke, it'd be through a lawyer. William Barr is a horrible excuse for a human being for pretending that that's threatening to kill him and his friends and family. What a fucking goddamn piece of shit. And that's what happens when you're a man. Your friends will look the other way. And then they'll try to play on that. They'll try to play on false fucking bullshit that you went through. Things that you were never allowed to defend yourself against because your friends looked the other way. They never spoke up. They wanted to hide it. They wanted to change the subject. We'll make it about the Jesus. We'll make it out a pretty fucking saying. Here's the thing, girl interrupted. Here's why I say you're a piece of shit. I literally had to do these things in public because when I went to my friends and family, when it fucking happened, they didn't try to help turn it in. They didn't try. Zero effort to turn it in with me, to fucking speak up, to find out a goddamn thing that's going on. You couldn't even remember Natalie Bollinger's fucking name, you twit. You want to type to me that you're on my side? Do you know why I literally had to break the law publicly and admit to it publicly? Because my friends won't do shit, but my fucking predators watch my shit like a fucking hawk. You fucking stupid cunt. How many times have you ever tried to turn it in? When it fucking happens? No, you watch. How about afterwards? One time, out of all of this, you made one fucking post about it. You couldn't fucking remember shit that you'd watched. Oh, you tell me you cried watching this stuff? How about speak up? See, that's the difference between a good person and you pieces of shit. You just watch. Brandon Ratner just watched. Or you look away entirely. You couldn't even remember Natalie's name. You've been looking at my page, looking at my Facebook since 2019. You sent me a friend request in 2020. Do you remember that? Yeah, I got your Facebook profile thing. It popped up just like hundreds of others. But I have to sort through which ones are going to be somebody like Layla Johnson, somebody like you. Yeah, your profile is real. You're a real person. Your picture is really you. I'll admit that. Layla Johnson? No, that profile picture wasn't her. She was using somebody. It's called identity theft. Now, that's the crime that I committed when I made the false profile. But I wasn't worried about using that person's face from an advertisement. That's what it was on. Beautiful Russian women. Beautiful Ukrainian women. Beautiful women from Georgia wanting American. Yeah, I took it off of there and I made up the name. I was just wanting to destroy my Facebook profile before killing myself. I post this evidence up here not for your fucking entertainment, but so that you can help to turn it in. Anyone can help to turn it in. But when you're a male, people make every excuse not to. Every excuse to play stupid like they don't fucking understand. You've been watching since 2019 and you don't fucking understand. You can't even remember Natalie's name. I get that it is a very complicated situation. And you see how complicated it gets when you don't help the victim to turn it in right away. As an at-risk and disabled adult, that's all that can help. Anything after that, I'm already going downhill because I've already had my rights violated by police from the very start. Because you made me go in alone, they didn't care. They knew that because you made me go in alone, that nobody was going to fucking help me. That anybody who claimed they were going to help me was just going to be pretty fucking words. They claimed that I didn't try to get help. There's a lot of proof that that's bullshit. I showed people's motives in their own words. I showed their actions. I showed that they admitted to those actions. I showed that I did, in fact, and indeed try to get help. When a man tries to get help stopping stalkers, you call him a stalker for it? And then these people who didn't want to come forward, who made zero effort to come forward in court. I'm supposed to just take their word for it. Oh, well, Sean, I did this and I did that. Well, tell the courts because they're claiming that none of you tried to help and that I never tried to get help. Those of you who knew me and knew I wasn't schizophrenic. Dozens of you on my Facebook and YouTube admitting that I'm not fucking schizophrenic, but still you look away. Why? Because I don't have the right gender for you to care. You want to tell me not to care what other people think, but you show that you care what other people think. I make a post about you or I tell the truth. And then when you call it slander, that's where you get yourself stuck. Because by the time you've called it slander, I've already recorded conversations with you that you fucking admitted to those things. That those things came out of your mouth. Just like with Natalie Bollinger. Out of all the things that I said before Natalie Bollinger was killed, what parts were supposedly slander? Not one of you, not a single one of you has been able to come up with an answer for that. Also, you get to see, there's a lot of people want to get on and call me a pedophile and a rapist and all sorts of creepy shit like that. Not just murderer. And I'm going to tell you something, that's where this fucking problem started. Women are taught to use selective words to play victim. When they say, why are you attacking me? When you tell them that they did something fucked up. You're supposed to tell somebody, if they care about you, and they do something that's hurtful or harmful to you, if they're not willing to hear it, they're not your friend. With you guys, you expected me to hear it. And you expected me to change my entire life around you. Yeah, sure, we're friends, but only when you fucking need something. The rest of the time, you're going to ignore me. I have to fucking beg you to tell the truth about situations that you were there for. That you were fucking recorded in. Come forward with me. Yes, it's going to take some fucking phone calls to get it started. It is obvious none of you are able to help me, and that's what you need to fucking say. You can't help me. You need to say that to these agencies, to these places. Yes, I am disabled, but you don't have the time or fucking money or resources to help me, or you are scared shitless of the fucking cops. The reasons that you told me. Of course, this is all after the fact, isn't it? After you've claimed you're gonna, and you're not afraid of anybody, and you're a big, strong man. And then you want to say, oh, Sean, but they're threatening my family. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you dumb son of a bitch. I told you they were threatening to kill my family before Natalie was fucking killed. Did you really think they were going to be fucking nice to you pieces of shit afterwards? She's dead because you are fucking sexist. Natalie is dead, and a lot of other people are dead, because you are all sexist against men. You treat men differently. A man has to take care of it himself. A man must be guilty. You can't help a man because you'll be ostracized for helping a man. So you tell him he shouldn't care what other people think. Well, you care what other people think. If I send messages to the police showing hundreds and hundreds of threats against my life, and I put in a whole bunch of videos that are actual conversations with those people telling me that people are threatening to kill them and their friends and family, their husbands, their children, actually threatening to kill them, literally threatening to kill them. Not taking a speech that I made for Christians about how their interpretation of the Bible is not what it says. I do have the right to the Second Amendment under the Constitution. That is an anti-tyrant law. Any tyrant who works for the government, that is for. Yeah. Yes, there are consequences if you choose to use your Second Amendment, and you see how people hate it when people use their Second Amendment. They're too afraid to use their First Amendment because you've got trolls and internet nut jobs and fucking quack jobs and all these goddamn people wanting to send fake account after fake account after fake account. People promising to help you, but really they're trying to dig for some little piece they can use to pretend that you're a bad guy. You get to see how my predators, who have literally been proven to have done the things that they did. Little Jason Jeffson tried shooting his fucking wife while she was fucking pregnant. Holy shit, what kind of a sick son of a bitch do you have to be? By the way, his ex-wife now married Dylan Bauer, one of my bullies from high school. These are all stories you don't want to hear and don't care about. Here's the thing. How many times have you tried to help turn this in? How many times have you tried to help turn this in? When I have had a place where I can sit down, if I invest that money like I did with that Candace Edwards lady, and then you don't make the time, I have spent all of my money for the month on doing that. That is all of the money that I had when Candace Edwards was going to work with me, was going to help me, and after spending that money, what happened? She did all of the talking about herself, and that's what you always do. You make it about you, Girl Interrupted, and that is fucking revolting. That's not help. That's not friendly. That is not what a friend does when their friend is being abused. Oh, wait, we've got a lot of women on here who do that to each other and then have their men do the work, or send them on to have men do the work. When pretty people choose to target at-risk adults, and you will only listen to the pretty people, what the fuck is wrong with you? When you will only help by talking over the victim, talking about yourself, anything except turn in the fucking crimes. You know what the number one cause of tantrums and getting injected in an institution is? Telling on predators. Telling on staff members. Sometimes you put you in with a room with one of the kids that was molested, tried telling on his dad. When he's a little bit older, he thinks it's okay to do that stuff because that's what he learned. He hears that it's wrong, but he sees that it's okay. It doesn't matter how good a person I was before I hurt my back. The moment I hurt my back and was no longer of man use to you, you say and do the most cruel things. You show that no matter my disabilities, you don't want to hear it. You don't fucking care. You're just going to over and over again repeat the same mean bullshit. Get a job, get a job. You're a fucking freeloader. No, I'm not. I had everything of mine taken away and I had to depend on others. Had to depend on others because I had no resources of my own. It wasn't until after Natalie's death that anybody even tried to take the situation seriously, but you get to see how much abuse I was going through on the internet and in real life, and you get to hear how my side is never shown, ever. I'm not a person. Right away. If you see crimes that were committed against me on here, the reason that I had to scream at the top of my lungs is because nobody would help me to turn it in right away, and if I turn it in right away, I get blown off. If I send it in by myself, they claim they can't see it, or they give me some bullshit about the statute of limitations. No, not in this situation. How many crimes have you seen committed against me and you never tried to turn them in? Ever. When you made one video sort of about me, it was the most pathetic fucking thing. You couldn't even remember Natalie's name. See, my predators go through here and they try to find little bits and pieces where they can try to pretend like I said something completely the opposite of what I was saying. And you're doing the same thing too. And you're again making it about you. I'm trying to get help stopping abuse. Let's imagine this scenario for a minute. Natalie Bollinger's fucked up on drugs. She's not telling her parents the thing, or her mom the things that she's telling me. Her sister's not telling her mom the things that she's telling me. Her and her sister are wanting to meet me in secret away from their mom. I did draw a picture of Natalie for their mom. But that was some creepy shit for me. When Alicia wanted me to go stay by the Starbucks where her boyfriend worked. Her boyfriend worked there, and she had asked me to stay there because it was closer to her and her sister, and it'd be easier for them to visit me. Well, no, it was just easier for Alicia to visit me. And she did so every day. They claimed that I stalked them in Virginia, and the things that they did to claim that I stalked them to Virginia, they just pretended it happened in Colorado. No, all of that shit that happened in Virginia did in fact happen. Not everything that she said was the truth, but the parts that she's claiming are true. That shit all happened in Virginia. My car getting stuck in the road, that broke-ass phone, it doing its fucking own thing. Natalie knew that was a problem the phone had. That's why she had a different broken phone. Alicia Bollinger didn't bother to ask Natalie if she could steal Natalie's phone and give it to me. She didn't bother to find out how broken it really was. She could tell how fucking cracked the screen was. How goddamn fucked up do you have to be to give somebody a phone like that? Somebody who doesn't even know how to use the fucking thing. But instead, I get treated like I'm some guy who was there for her vagina and couldn't say no. What the fuck are you doing about it? Girl interrupted, you're not doing jack shit. You're not doing jack shit. No matter how much I post up here, all you do is make fucking comments, you stupid cunt. You're a piece of shit. You're not going to help. You're fucking sexist. And you are a goddamn narcissist. You don't like being called a narcissist? You want to call everybody else a fucking narcissist? How about get off your goddamn narcissist kick and actually fucking help instead of getting on here for entertainment? How long did it take for me to speak up? I saw your post. I spoke up within 10 minutes of finishing it. What's your idea of speaking up? Oh, the one girl, what's her name? Yeah, that totally makes me feel like you listened. No, it shows me that you didn't. You just come here because it makes you feel better to know that somebody else is going through hell. That's narcissistic as fuck. You want to type pretty words trying to get me to go on. Go on, keep on living. For what? For your pretty fucking memes? For you to take everything that I say out of context? Fuck you. That's disrespectful as fuck. What you are doing is disrespectful. I'm here for help. If you need help, then yes, we can do that. You tell me what fucking help you need. I need somebody who paid fucking attention to fucking speak up with me, to make the calls with me. The problem is I don't trust anybody because none of you try that. None of the pretty things that you type to me. You never come forward to the police or the cops with me about it, do you? You never try to help organize all the shit that you type on and get it sent in when you understand I'm not fucking capable. When you say you're not able, you can call up and explain that. Instead of pretending to be my friend, and I get blown off by all these places, why don't you go to your friends and family? Because I don't fucking have any. You're not a friend. We've never met. What are the chances of James Self being an alcoholic who beats on women? Well, it's Rose M. Kelly. She couldn't tell shit from Shinola. The only way Rose M. Kelly could possibly end up with a good man is if he fucking tripped over his own fucking shoes and accidentally socked her in the jaw on the way down. Is it that you want to go back to your dad's house and get treated like that? You see how I'm being treated? You notice how I'm treated horribly, and you see it. And now here I am, treating you the way those people treat me. You don't like it, do you? It doesn't feel good when it's directed at you, does it? Meanwhile, you're not getting the worst of it. I'm not assaulting you. I'm not threatening to kill you or your friends or family. But you only speak up for you. That shows you only care about you. You are narcissistic. How many other people do you speak up for on your channel? Only you for 8 fucking years. When you let me know and informed me that you had such a major fucking problem, how long did it take me to speak up, and when have you ever? How long did it take Brandon Ratner to speak up? Oh, he hasn't. He still hasn't. See, when you're fighting for someone's rights, you have to take the initiative to fucking speak up, to try to find places to do that, to try to fucking help that person show what's going on. When they're called mentally ill, they have no fucking rights. But if 5 mentally ill people all saw it go down on fucking YouTube, yes, they can turn it the fuck in together. When you all said you couldn't, I said, really? I bet you my predators can. I bet you they will. If I even threaten to do the things that people have done to me, they will turn it in immediately. What will you fucking do? You'll look the other way. Fucking speak up. You've got a channel of your own. Don't come on here and tell me that shit. You tell your subscribers and your viewers that shit. Fucking share it. Fucking restricted numbers. Sick of people getting on and going, oh, I'm Dove Rainbow. Really? Really? In a falsetto voice? Or here's one of the best ones. Why'd you molest your sister? Why'd you molest your sister? I didn't. That's the fucking point. We've taught women that they can say shit like that to harm a man. And later on, we're just supposed to forgive and forget. We're just supposed to pretend that they didn't say it, that it's all fine and dandy, and that it does not affect our lives. Are you fucking kidding me? What's worse? Accusing an innocent man of being a sex offender, but never trying to take any such thing to court, so that he is victimized for the rest of his life over shit he didn't do, or being a real sex offender. Well, here's the deal. A real sex offender has rights. A real sex offender, if you tell on him, he's going to pretend like you committed a hate crime. And if there's cops you're trying to turn in, and those are the ones you have to turn crimes into, like in Dual County with Scott DaCosta and his deputies, no, that is never going to be a safe place. All of the friends and family that I had, they looked the other way, starting when I hurt my back. The ones who did help, they would help me with little bits and pieces, which I was grateful for, but they never spoke up. And they did nothing about the abuse. None of them did anything about the abuse. That's how it went from you see, harassment calls. Harassment call after harassment call. And the text messages too. Those phone numbers are out there for a reason. Those faces are out there for a reason. Those people exist. I needed help turning those people in. If I'd have had help in the beginning, turning it in properly, the way that it was supposed to be done, the way that I explained it's supposed to be done, instead of all of you making excuses why it won't work or you can't try. If you can't, then don't fucking tell me. Don't offer to begin with, and don't get on here and spend hundreds of hours watching videos over the last 4 years. Yeah, that's fucking perverted. That just shows that you get some sort of sick pleasure out of somebody else's pain. When you keep coming back to watch it, but to do nothing about it, you want to type pretty words and tell me how to think and how to feel. Here's the thing, girl interrupted. You are a female. You are a female, and you want to pretend to yourself, because this is what you've been taught, that you have it worse than every man out there. No, every man has it worse, because we are less likely to be heard. I'm lucky that you don't have a huge social group that you can use to stalk me and harass me, like many others have done. When I tell them to go the fuck away, what do? Get a fucking attitude, but they don't leave. Just like them kids over there at the library thing over there. Like, hey, can't you just leave me the fuck alone? Can't you just leave me the fuck alone? And here's the difference between those guys and nice people. Nice people want to give the same suggestions. You always move on, always move on, always move on. Fucking restricted goddamn numbers. Are you helping me to turn this in? Obviously, this harassment is going on literally right now at this moment. And what is Girl Interrupted doing? She's not doing anything. And there's 4 people here who are just watching. Just watching. I don't hate you people. I hate how shitty you are to men. And that includes when you're pretending like you're going to help. You're not going to help a man the way that you'd help a woman. And we need it more. And I'm not talking about the gang stalking him first. And then, oh, well, we need to turn him in because after we've all gang stalked him and fucking harmed him and threatened to kill him, told him he can't come in our fucking stores. Then he's the fucking bad guy in every one of these goddamn scenarios. Why? Because he's got a fucking dick. What are you doing about it, Girl Interrupted? Nothing. You have no idea what it's like to have a dick.